Call the village board meeting for January 25th, 2022 to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
with
indivisible,
liberty and justice for all. Lana, roll call, please.
Mayor DeBold. Trustees Brockman.
Here.
Carroll.
Here.
Chapman.
Here.
Here. Lambert.
Here.
Luciano.
Here. All right, we do have an in-person quorum, and so the board is aware. Following our ordinance, we do have two of our trustees that are out of town on business participating remotely. They are on business. If there's no objections, we will continue forward. Seeing none, we're moving on to item letter B. Are there any citizens wishing to address the board? Seeing none, moving on to letter C, our consent agenda for the evening. Number 1, approval of the regular meeting minutes, January 11, 2022. Approval of the special committee of the whole meeting minutes, January 11, 2022. Approval of accounts payable in the amount of $541,496.07. Approval of a payment in the amount of $19,885 to M.E. Simpson Company for water distribution leak detection program. Approval of a payment in the amount of $707,572.33 to Pacific Construction for work completed at the new Public Works facility, and approval of the final payment of $192,228.98 to PT Farrell Construction for work completed at the Black Road and Shorewood Drive signalization. Are there any items a trustee wishes to have removed, edited, or so forth? If not, we'll take a motion.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Motion Luciano, second Carroll. Roll call, please.
Carroll.
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
Kirkland.
Yes.
Lambert.
Yes.
Luciano.
Yes.
And Brockman.
Yes.
All right, consent agenda is approved. Moving into reports and communications. Ms. Lana, has anything arrived via mail that we had not already been notified of? Thank you. We're going to move into tonight's order of business. Number 1, consideration of an approval of a resolution from the Village of Shorewood, Will County, Illinois, honoring Chief Aaron Klima. I bring forth Resolution 22R1045. Resolution of the Village of Shorewood, Will County, Illinois, honoring Chief Aaron Klima. Whereas the Village of Shorewood has had the good fortune to have been served for 25 years by Aaron Klima, Chief of the Shorewood Police Department. Aaron started his career in the police department on January 10th, 1997. And whereas he started as a patrol officer, became the canine officer to Bosco and Ringo, during his career he successfully navigated his way through the ranks of the police department. He became patrol sergeant, administrative services commander, and then chief of police on September 13th, 2011 until January 15th, 2022. And whereas he has been active and crucial member to various boards and associations such as Suburban Law Enforcement Academy Advisory Board, Illinois Law Enforcement Training and Standards Board, Will County Chiefs Association, where he served as the secretary, vice president, and the president, Will County Emergency Telephone System Board, Will County EMA, head of the Shorewood Emergency Management Association, Plainfield Emergency Operations Center, Mutual Aid Box Alarm System, Division 15, Illinois Chiefs Association, Tri-River Police Training Advisory Board. He did serve as the chairman there, folks. Westcom Chiefs served as the Operating Committee Chairman, Westcom Executive Board, International Association of Chiefs of Police, and the Citizens Advisory Committee Liaison. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Shorewood, Will County, Illinois, that we express our appreciation and deep gratitude for the tremendous efforts and achievements of Chief Aaron Klima in his 25 years in the police department and with the village. We look forward to his career continuing in his new role as our village administrator. Be it further resolved that this resolution, upon its adoption, be spread in full upon the records of the Village of Shorewood, and the clerk of the village is hereby directed to deliver to Aaron Klima a signed copy thereof. Approved this 25th day, January 2022.
Move to approve the resolution honoring Chief Aaron Klima.
I'll second.
Motion Kirkland, second Carroll. Roll call, please.
Chapman,
Yes.
Kirkland,
Yes.
Lambert,
yes,
Luciano,
Yes.
Brockman,
Yes.
and Carroll.
Yes.
Resolution is adopted. Real quick, I know we have some guests here tonight. With that, I'd like to turn the floor over for a moment to Senator Capel.
Hello, and thank you for the opportunity to honor Chief Klima. I also have a proclamation from the Illinois Senate, and I'm going to read that as well, and then I'm going to add a few words. Whereas the members of the Illinois Senate are pleased to congratulate and honor Aaron Klima for his 25 years of service for the Shorewood Police Department, serving over 10 years as police chief. And whereas Aaron Klima started as a patrol officer in 1997 and became the K-9 officer to Bosco and Ringo, and whereas Aaron Klima successfully rose through the ranks, becoming the patrol sergeant, administrative services commander, and chief of police in 2011, and whereas Aaron Klima has been active in his role to protect and serve the community by building strong bonds and through membership to several boards and associations, and whereas Aaron Klima has served on the Suburban Law Enforcement Academy Advisory Board, Illinois Law Enforcement Training and Standards Board, Will County Chiefs Association, Will County Emergency Telephone System Board, Will County EMA, Plainfield Emergency Operations Center, Mutual Aid Box Alarm System, Illinois Chief Association, Tri-River Police Training Advisory Board, Westcom Chiefs Executive Board, International Association of Chiefs of Police, and Citizens Advisory Committee Liaison. And whereas Aaron Klima has led a career of bravery and dedication to the people of Shorewood and Will County that has made the community safer, and proclaimed by the Senate of the 102nd General Assembly of the state of Illinois that we commend Aaron Klima on his 25 years of service to the Shorewood Police Department. We wish him luck as he begins his next step as village administrator of the village of Shorewood, and be it further that this copy of this resolution is going to be presented to you today, Aaron Klima, as a symbol of our esteem and respect. So I just wanted to add, I've had the opportunity to work just for a year with you, and I think you've done an exemplary job with the police force and also for the village of Shorewood, and also I look forward to working with you as our village administrator. I think you're doing a great job transitioning, and I do want to congratulate you for just the wonderful work that you've done for the last 25 years, and wish you continued success as our village administrator.
State's Attorney James Glasgow.
When I saw that Aaron was going to retire, I let out a sigh because he's top-notch, no question about it. And one thing I just want to bring up that hasn't been mentioned is that the thing I have the most respect for him is that he's a Marine. And I believe he did 7 years in the Marines, and just getting through boot camp in the Marines takes a superhuman. But 7 years, he put himself in a position to defend this country, and that's the only reason I'm up here standing, talking to you right now, and we can have this freedom that we have to have elected officials and, plot our own destiny. And, right now, though, it looks like you got the dynamic duo, because you've got Phil Arnold from Wilmington, who's another rising star, and Chief Klima is going to be a fantastic city manager because he's clear thinking, he's got common sense, and he's very proactive. I remember when he first became chief back in 2011, Tom Cross and I had worked on a bill to ban synthetic marijuana, which was really a scourge on our youth at that time. And I called Aaron, and he said, yeah, come out to City Hall. We can have your press conference here. And we did. We unveiled it. We got a lot of publicity for it. And the 400 outlets that sold tobacco and the synthetic marijuana stopped on the day the law went into effect, because we could have shut them down if they didn't. It's different than policing drug dealers. You know, it's hard to catch them and it's hard to get them to do the right thing, but these merchants went along with it. But I want to thank Aaron for that. And every time I dealt with Aaron at the various festivals you'd have here in Shorewood, he was always in control of everything, and his interaction with your citizens was a pleasure to watch. And that's really critical with a police chief. And so I know he's going to carry those talents on into the city manager's job. But again, this is a community that can be very proud of its police department and the safety that they provide this municipality, especially what we're facing here in our community today. And I don't know, Aaron, do you guys have any need for flock cameras?
We'll take a couple more.
Okay, all right. I'm trying to develop a partnership with local businesses. If they'll step up and buy a camera, I'll buy a camera. But Chief Lemming out in Beecher, he couldn't find anybody, so I'm just going to give him a couple. But I'd like to work with you on that. And those cameras, by the way, have really upped our ante as far as protecting Will County. The people that were coming from Cook County, they're not coming anymore, because they know if they come across our county line in a stolen car, everybody in law enforcement will know. And I know Chief Arnold also has those in Wilmington, and so they're a game changer. And so you don't see the carjackings and the armed robberies that are just happening on a daily occurrence up in Cook County here. And it's so sad, because it's almost like Cook County is a foreign country. But with leaders like Chief Klima and Chief Arnold, we're in great shape. So thank you so much for letting me talk tonight.
Thank you. Chief Arnold, is there anything you want to say?
The first thing I want to say, Mayor, is I've never had so much fun making my new boss angry. So this has been great. But I want to introduce Brad Hertzman from the Tri-River Training Region here, the Executive Director of Tri-River.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. Just a real quick description of Tri-River and what we do. Tri-River Police Training delivers in-service certified police training for Will, Grundy, and Kankakee counties. And currently, we have over 64 police department members of Tri-River. Chief Klima has been a huge supporter of Tri-River and training in general. One of his positions was to be on the Suburban Law Enforcement Academy board. He was also on our board as an advisory board member, and then he became chairman, and he was chairman for 8 years. And we're also, I think, real good friends. We've known each other for a long time. And if you come up real quick, I'd like to read this plaque that we got for him. To Shorewood Police Chief Aaron Klima, in honor of your 8 years of service as chairman to Tri-River Police Training Region, MTU 16, serving Will, Grundy, and Kankakee counties, we, the members, present this to you in recognition of your dedicated service and devotion to police training. We wish you all the best. September 2013 to June 2021.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Mr. Klima, please have a seat for a second, please. I don't want you to walk back and forth. We're going to have Deputy Chiefs Allen and Barton come forward, please.
That's right. That's right. Whew. I can breathe easy.
Chief?
I have a brief letter to read from Illinois State Police Director Brendan Kelley, addressed to you. Dear Chief Klima, congratulations on your well-deserved retirement from the Shorewood Police Department. I'm certain the citizens of Shorewood would appreciate the 25 years of dedicated service you have devoted to their safety and welfare. Because of your hard work and dedication, you rose to the ranks of patrol officer K-9 officer, sergeant, commander, and then chief for the last 10 years. Your commitment to public service began with your career with the United States Marine Corps for 7 years and will continue as you serve as the Shorewood Village Manager. I'm sure you will look back into your rewarding career with a feeling of pride and accomplishment. I join your colleagues and friends in wishing you and your family health, happiness, and good fortune in your future endeavors. Semper Fi. Respectfully, Brendan Kelley, Director, Illinois State Police. I want to say thanks. I'll be brief. Got quite an audience. Thanks to Chief Klima. He's been my chief for the last 10-plus years, providing me a lot of opportunity and support and a lot of trust, but more importantly to our police department. We got a couple guys back here. The rest are on the road working right now, but you put all of us in a great position to succeed. You left our department in a way better place than you inherited it. We're in a good spot. You might have provided Chief Arnold a little bit of a gravy train for a while. Until we start screwing up, he's got to get us back in order like you did. But no, thanks, Chief. You should be proud of what you've done. I know we're proud of you. You'll do very well in this position. Thank you.
Following orders, Chief. That's what we do. Okay. This letter is from the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police and President Mitch Davis. Dear Chief Klima, on behalf of the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police Board of Officers and Staff, we wish to congratulate you on your retirement. You first joined the association in 2011 and have served both your community and our association with distinction, elevating the police profession. You may have been wondering if we noticed, and yes, we have. You are eligible for life membership to the ILACP staff, and we will be sending your engraved card to your home in the near future. Thank you for all your years of service to law enforcement and the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police. Best wishes to you and your family in the years to come. Sincerely, Mitchell R. Davis III, President. For a minute, just because I know how comfortable you are doing this.
I know.
You know, as Eric said, you've done a tremendous work for the village, for us, the police department. As I said earlier in the holiday meeting, you know, nobody's going to be able to compare to all the hours, years, weeks, days that you sacrificed for the village. You left it a better place. You have given Chief Arnold a good place to land, and we know that you'll still be watching over us to make sure that we're doing the right thing. So personally, thank you, and thank you from all of us.
You're welcome.
There's that.
And
There's your 10.
got it.
Got a Joe free 10.
Yes, I know.
Oh, sit down for one more second, please.
That was all very nice, very nice. Now for the fun. Well, one last kind of thing. Secretary of State Jesse White couldn't make it tonight, but he did send a personalized set of license plates to you. SPD 700 was his radio call number, Shorewood Police Department 700.
Wow.
Don't put those on your car unless you're trying to evade the toll system. This next item, so you're all aware of how, yeah, could you please? We all know how well Aaron kept all of us, actually all of Will County, informed during the COVID, last years of all the COVID. We got daily sit reps from Aaron. All the other chiefs in Will County, whether you know or not, plagiarized everything he sent out, and we kept all of our boards apprised of what was going on. But even before that, Aaron was known as Chief Skilling because of all of his weather reports we got on a regular basis, even before COVID. So, somebody wanted to send you something. I'm going to read what it says. These are drawings that were provided by Tom Skilling and a picture. And he autographed each of the drawings. The photo says, Chief Klima, it's such a pleasure to write you to say congratulations on a phenomenal career. Let me take this off. And to hear how loyally you followed my program makes my day. Thank you and enjoy your retirement in good health. Warm regards, Tom Skilling, WGN 9 Weather. And then the snowstorm diagram says, Chief Klima, congratulations for an amazing career. Thank you for a life of true public service. All the very best, Tom Skilling, WGN9 Weather. And the precipitation snapshot says, all the best, Chief Klima, Tom Skilling, WGN Weather. Personally autographed and written by Tom Skilling, just for you, Chief Skilling. Few words?
Work to do.
You got work to do. He won't take a moment to celebrate.
Thanks to everybody. My wife's here, officers, family, friends, board. Mayor Chapman's the one that gave his confidence in me a couple of years ago when I became chief, so I appreciate that. But it's been a great 25 years in the police department. I appreciate each and every one of you. So let's get back to work.
Hey, Chief, can I just say something? Mr. Mayor and the board, would that be all right?
The man of many words.
Yeah, these are just a few. You know exactly how I feel when we were together for your whole 25 years. And as a chief, and it's a personal thing, I kind of hate to see you leave that job, but I know you're going to do wonderful in the administrative job. So you've been a good friend. You've been a great chief for Shorewood. And just carry on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, let's move on to the order of business. We'll move on to item number 2. Thank you, everybody, for coming and participating and giving them, recognizing the resolution for Chief Klima. So, all right, business item number 2. This will be a little more of a housekeeping thing. Consideration for approval of an ordinance amending the Village of Shorewood Code of Ordinances with respect to the Citizens Advisory Committee. This will be up for a first read. Trustee Luciano.
As you all know, several years ago, we revised the ordinance for the Citizens Advisory Committee. In doing so, we tried to divide the village into 8 sections. When we did that, we thought that was the best way to go. However, we found out afterwards that in doing so, we divided Edgewater into 2 different sections, Section 2 and Section 4. In addition to that, the voting member from Section 2 didn't live in Section 2, he lived in Section 4. So we've been talking about correcting this for several months, and we discussed it at the last Citizens Advisory Committee meeting, which we had a quorum, and members voted to recommend to the board that we change the boundaries to make Edgewater included in Section 2 and removed from Section 4, thereby making Edgewater completely in one section. So that's basically what this ordinance is, and I hope the board can agree to go along with that.
As we mentioned, it was more of a housekeeping issue as they just found through the Citizens Advisory meeting. So if there's no other questions about it, take a motion to update the ordinance.
I'd like to make a motion to approve an ordinance amending the Village of Shorewood Code of Ordinance with respect to the Citizens Advisory Committee, and I'd like to waive the second read, or the first read.
I'll second.
Wait, you're waiving the second read. Motion Luciano, second Carroll. Please.
Kirkland. Lambert.
Yes.
Luciano.
Yes.
Brockman.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
And Chapman.
Yes.
All right. Business item number 2 is approved. Moving on to item number 3. This will be a consideration for approval of the appointments to the Citizens Advisory Committee. And bear with me if I butcher any names. Mark Nickpon as the alternate member for Section 7. Dave Ruchala as an alternate member for Section 1. And Dave Blasky is an alternate member for Section 2. No questions. I'll take a motion to approve the appointments.
Make a motion to approve the appointment to the Citizens Advisory Committee, Mark Nippon as alternate member for Section 7, Dave Rushala as alternate member for Section 1, and Dave Blasky as alternate member for Section 2.
Second.
Motion Luciano, second Kirkland. Roll call, please.
Lambert.
Yes.
Luciano.
Yes.
Brockman.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
And Kirkland.
All right. Item number 3 is approved. The appointments are made. Business item number 4, consideration of an approval of a resolution adopting a preliminary agreement regarding formation of a regional water commission, making preliminary declarations of future Lake Michigan water needs and other related matters. We bring before you tonight our Lake Michigan water program, as we've been discussing for quite some time, and hence with some of our follow-up discussions, and that's why we've been briefing our board with the different special committee of the whole workshops to keep everybody up to date as this program has evolved. So with that, everybody's been provided the resolution. Any questions or comments at this point? Administrator Klima?
So this is 15, 16 years in the making. There's been a ton of work from many, many people at the board level, through the staff level, and then on multiple options. As you coalesced all of our options into a presentation for you in July, and we focused on this one thereafter. So staff, from a technical aspect with Jacques and Noriel, and Brian Welch and his staff, through Ann, looking at finance, Dave, helping out tremendously with the governance, particularly over the last 2 or 3 months. A lot of work came into making this presentation to you. We've had individual meetings. We know that this is just the beginning of our next step, but this is now our plan. This will allow us to finalize with the other partners how we're going to do this to bring sustainable water to the region. I look at this as kind of the beginning of the discussion, but now our discussion is far more focused, right? So I'm here for any questions. We have staff. We have Dave for questions on the governance. Brian is here if any of you have any questions whatsoever. But we do know that this is just the beginning of the things that will be coming to pass over the next 8 years until we actually see water in 2030. But we're very, very, very well placed. We appreciate all your patience with the changes. We appreciate your patience with what are some very difficult, conversations to have from a technical aspect, and then the gravity of it. This is the biggest thing that this community will ever vote on. Nothing will be more important than this vote tonight.
Noriel, anything to add? Jacques, Brian? I know you guys have been immensely involved as well, so.
No, I just appreciate all your time, support for the project. I want to thank, of course, Mr. Plise, Mr. Welsh, Ms. Burkholder for all of their assistance getting this project to where it's at today. We hope that we provided everything that you need to make your decision tonight. If you have any questions, we're available. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say that, this is, I think I'm one of the few people that have been working here since we started on Lake Water. I've been here since 2007, Lake Water, we were talking about it then. We really started in earnest in 2015, and to be here today, it's a great day. This is a great solution. This is a regional solution to a regional problem, and I think Shorewood is very well positioned to be in good shape for decades to come. So,
thank you. Any other questions or?
I'd like to make a motion to approve a resolution approving a preliminary agreement regarding formation of a regional water commission, making preliminary of declarations of future Lake Michigan water needs and other related matters.
Second.
Motion Kirkland, second Carroll. Roll call, please.
Luciano,
Yes.
Brockman,
Yes.
Carroll,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Pittman,
Yes.
Kirkland,
Yes.
and Lambert.
Yes.
Motion approved. With that, thank you to all of our staff in moving the village forward, and we'll touch on that a little further when we get into some of the trustee comments, but I want to be able to get through our order of business here. Moving on to item number 5, consideration for approval to purchase 7 GTAC computer tablets for the police squads in the amount of $32,711 from Midwest Public Safety. Chief Arnold.
I'm going to jump this real quick before Chief speaks. So, as you remember, we had a robust discussion here many months ago when the police department needed to talk about replacement tablets for our computers in the squad car. We also talked about replacing the in-car squad cameras, and that was going to launch us into the body-worn cameras at the appropriate time. So in the current fiscal year, there were some things we didn't get done, and we have some surplus revenue. We'll talk more about that in the budget meeting. But you all know and are well aware of the chip shortage there is plaguing cars and wristwatches and computers and everything else there is out there. We have an opportunity to get additional tablets, and since they're in stock, and we would put this in next year's budget, this was an opportunity for us with surplus revenue. So it's technically not a budgeted item, but it's well within our capacity to purchase, and I'll allow Chief Arnold to make his presentation.
Sure. Our request is that we purchase 7 more GTAC tablets to go with the 7 we've already purchased to further our fleet. The price that Deputy Chief Allen got from the company we've used before, Midwest Public Safety, is $32,711 for those 7 tablets, mounts, and everything needed for those to go into the cars. Any questions?
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of 7 GTAC computer tablet systems for the police squad cars in the amount of $32,711 from Midwest Public Safety.
Second.
Motion Luciano, second Kirkland. Roll call, please.
Brockman. Carroll.
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
Kirkland.
Yes.
Lambert.
yes,
Luciano.
Yes.
Item number 5 is approved. Number 6, consideration for approval to purchase a storage garage for the police department in the amount of $15,339.20 from Everlast Portable Buildings. Chief Arnold.
This year's budget, we had $20,000 approved to build such a building for our storage needs. We've kind of outgrown our space at the police department. When my first walkthrough, we found that we have things that are in need of more secure storage. That was why they planned for this building. We determined that we could purchase a pre-built building from Everlast Portable Buildings in the amount of $15,339.20. That would have everything it needed. That would bring us in under budget. It would also save the time of the Public Works crew that was going to originally build a building. So it would save money that way. It's under budget, so we're requesting that purchase to be approved. Any questions?
Where's this going to go at?
There was a concrete pad installed next to the police station on the west side near where the dumpsters are at. So the pad is all pre-poured and ready to go. They'll bring the building up in one piece. It'll be delivered and set in place. Public Works will then hook up the electricity for that, and we'll be good to go.
Any other questions for Chief Arnold?
Move to approve the purchase of a storage garage for the police department in the amount of $15,339.20 from Everlast Portable Building.
I'll second.
Motion Kirkland, second Carroll. Roll call, please.
Carroll.
Yes.
Chapman. Chapman.
Yes.
Kirkland.
Yes.
Lambert.
yes,
Luciano.
Yes.
And Brockman.
Yes.
All right, purchase is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Business item number 7, consideration for approval of a proposal for professional engineering services with Christopher Burke Engineering in the amount of $122,200 for basin number 5 sewer rehabilitation, design, and construction inspection. Public Works Director Noriega.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. So we're just continuing with our sanitary I&I, which is infiltration inflow program. This is basin number 5. Basin number 5 is bounded by Jefferson to the north, DuPage River to the east, River Road to the west, and Sal Road to the south. If you recall, we did complete many of the improvements and repairs needed in basin number 3 last year. So we're moving to the next basin that is showing significant infiltration, and we hope to be able to rectify much of that. We suspect that after the videos that we review that we were able to complete last year, this basin may be necessary to split into 2 sections, like a 5A and a 5B. So we do have a current budget of $483,000 for this work. Our future budget that we'll be proposing next year is approximately $543,000. CBEL, our consultant, continues to do have been working with the village for well over 10 years. They continue to provide services, our long-lasting relationship. We're continuing to use their 2015 fee structure. Staff is recommending the proposal from CBEL for Phase 2 design and Phase 3 construction services in the amount not to exceed $122,200 for the village's 2022 sanitary sewer I&I basin rehab, basin number 5. Any questions?
I move to approve, make a motion for approval of a proposal for professional engineering services with Christopher Burke Engineering in the amount of $122,200 for Basin 5 sewer rehabilitation, design, and construction inspection.
Second.
Motion Kirkland, second Luciano. Roll call, please.
Chapman?
Yes.
Kirkland?
Yes.
Lambert?
Yes.
Luciano?
Yes.
Brockman?
Yes.
And Carroll.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 8, consideration for approval of an ordinance amending Title III, Chapter 3 of the Village of Shorewood Code of Ordinances with respect to sales for off-site consumption of alcoholic beverages. This is a second read. Economic Development Director, Chrisse.
Thank you. Good evening. So if you'll recall, last meeting, there was a question about the implications of a licensee delivering liquor to outside of the village. In consultation with the village attorney, he reiterated the fact that our liquor code regulates the sale of liquor. And so what this text amendment would do would allow the sale by restaurants of liquor for off-premise consumption. Currently, their liquor license allows for on-premise. This would allow for off-premise as well. Nothing in our village code, however, prohibits the delivery of liquor from one municipality to Shorewood, provided that they do comply with the Illinois Vehicle Code, as well as to make sure that they're not selling to those under 21 years of age. We also did amend or modify the ordinance with 3 items. We required a detailed operations plan to be included as part of their application for this supplemental license. We did provide a clarification of alcoholic beverage, and then there was also language to clarify that these restaurants would be authorized to sell packaged liquor as well, meaning beer or wine that was packaged per the manufacturer's packaging, just to provide that clarification, because it was very, it appeared as though it was only for the cocktails or mixed drinks, and that was not necessarily the case. Happy to answer any questions.
Said they could sell packaged liquor?
Sure, if they had beer or wine.
I didn't hear what you said, that's why I asked.
Yep.
And this is brought forth due to the fact that the state of Illinois amended their liquor code, and it does have a sunset date of, isn't it January?
January of 2024. Mm-hmm.
I make a motion to approve an ordinance amending Title III, Chapter 3 of the Village of Shorewood Code of Ordinances with respect to sales for off-site consumption of alcoholic beverages.
Second.
Motion Kirkland, second Luciano. Roll call, please.
Kirkland? Yes. Lambert?
Yes.
Luciano?
Yes.
Brockman?
Yes.
Carroll?
Yeah.
And Chapman?
Yes.
All right, the ordinance is updated, and it does have a updated date and all that in there, so thank you. Moving into reports. Building. Community development.
Thought for sure he was going to have an inaugural speech.
He's doing that next month.
Awesome. Very good. So I did want to highlight a couple things since we do not have a committee of the whole relative to the comprehensive plan. So we have, the consultants are working on their existing conditions report where they're taking all of the data that we've provided them and analyzing that. They're providing or drafting up some maps, and we'll incorporate that into the plan that basically describes kind of what our current conditions are within the community relative to economics, land uses, things like that. They're also, we're working on scheduling focus group meetings where we have identified 6 different groups that the consultants will meet with to get feedback on. So we're working to schedule these in the next couple of weeks. Following that, we will have a steering committee meeting. So that is expected probably towards the end of February. The dates are somewhat fluid simply because we need to try and coordinate a variety of different schedules, including the consultants and the group members, as well as steering committee members. Once at the steering committee meeting, the existing conditions report will be presented to the group, and the committee will be able to, at that time, provide any feedback to confirm what they found with data in these focus group interviews, and then that same existing conditions report will be presented at a joint Planning and Zoning Commission and Village Board meeting, which we're working to try and schedule the date for that in early March. Following that, there will be an open house. So again, within the next month, we will be solidifying all of these dates and having these meetings announced so that we can have as large participation as possible. We're also working on an article that is going to be in the upcoming newsletter. So you'll be seeing that, I believe, towards the end of this month or early March. And we'll continue to do a push to try and get more people to the website and more followers. We're well over, I believe, 150 subscribers to the website, which is great news. And we do intend to do a press release to try and get more news article or news media outlets to pick those up and get us more exposure. I also did want to highlight just a couple things relative to the business license renewals. I did provide a bunch of data in the memo, but what I want to highlight is that there has been, over the last 3 years, there's been an increased number of businesses that within the community, and we've actually decreased the number that have not renewed. So we're actually on an increase in terms of the number of licenses issued, and then decreasing the numbers of businesses that don't renew for one reason or another. So I did provide a list of those that have not renewed. Some of them are change of ownership, so we'll actually see those businesses again, and some of them are relocating to different spaces. So happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Finance? Thank you. Parks advised, they didn't have everything right now. They're working on some programming, getting going for the spring. Police Department, Chief Arnold.
Just wanted to give you all a quick update on our eligibility list. As you know, in December, we started the process of testing. Sunday and yesterday, the police commissioners finished the interviews of the initial 40 applicants. We had some really good applicants and good people on that list. Today, I directed Deputy Chief Barton to start doing backgrounds so that we can try and determine a person to fill our vacant position. So in the next months, I'll come forward to you with a recommendation for hiring.
Thank you. Public Works? Thank you. Village Administrator, Klima.
A couple of updates. As you know, I sent you the email yesterday. We've asked Mark to fill the vacancy that John Komorowski created. His last day was today, so Mark's stepping up and becoming our chief building official. We have the utmost confidence that he'll fill those shoes and will be well placed to continue the good work the department's had there. We've got the IT person starting February 14th, so that is a very good thing. His name is Bill McCluskey. He comes to us by way of Shanahan Park District and Shanahan Fire Protection District. So very familiar with some of the same needs that we have, and we're looking forward to him getting in and getting acclimated. The waste management contract is, Dave and I have conferred. I'll be talking to them either tomorrow or early next week, but that'll be on the agenda, I hope, for the very next meeting for your approval. And we want to do the budget meeting on
16.
16th at 6 o'clock. That's good for everybody, correct?
Still the same date from last
Same
meeting.
date that
The
we
same date we
originally brought
agreed to, but I just want to make sure. So we'll start the meeting at 6, but we'll have some food here beforehand to get people settled in. So cookies for Mr. Brockman, of course, and that sort of thing. So we'll be good to go. All right? All right. That's it.
Thank you. Trustee comments. Trustee Brockman.
Thank you, Mayor. Our next planning and zoning meeting will be February 2nd here at the Village Hall, and we have 2 agenda items, plat of re-subdivision for lots 52 and 53 in Lake Forest subdivision, and we're going to be looking at the 2022 official zoning map review. Would like to say all the best to John. He was here, 2.5 years, I think, and our paths didn't cross that much, but I want to thank him for all he did for the village, and great job, and congratulate Mark on the appointment. And final thing is, we lost a very good friend of the village earlier this month. Mr. Robert Gutierrez died. He was 92 years old, I believe, and not only was he my high school teacher back at Joliet East 56 years ago, but he also taught a lot of children in the village and was a real attribute to this village, and did it for a long time, and a heck of a nice guy, and he lived in the village 45 years, it said in the obituary, so he's going to be missed, and just wanted you to remember him in your prayers. So, and thank you. That's my report.
Thank you. Trustee Carroll.
One thing, I thank Public Works for another good job on snow removal. I've heard the plows going up and down the street all through the night, but the roads were nice and clear. So, nice job.
Thank you. Trustee Chapman.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the mayor. I'd also like to thank all the staff members and our contractors for moving this water forward and putting us in a position to get this job finally done. So I'd like to thank all of you for that. And that's my only comment.
Thank you. Trustee Kirkland.
Thank you. I too would like to thank John for his time here with the village. Wish him well in his next endeavor, and say welcome to Mark. Also, again, congratulate Aaron. I mean, the Aaron Klima show was pretty awesome tonight, so I won't say too much about that. I also wanted to thank everybody that put all their hard work in the water project. You helped us get up to speed so that we could make the right decision that we did tonight. So that's my report.
Thank you. Trustee Lambert.
I would just again like to thank Chief Klima for his service. He's been very helpful to myself and my husband, getting us acclimated to Shorewood and encouraging our participation in Shorewood. The Water Committee has done a fabulous job. We've heard lots of reports from them, but they've always taken the time to clarify everything. Goodbye to John Komorowski, and hello to Mark.
Thank you. Trustee Luciano.
I'd also like to thank Chief Klima. I've never seen anyone work as hard as he does. It's always impressed me from the time I've gotten on this board. He's just, if you looked in the dictionary, workaholic, his picture's got to be next to it. Want to congratulate Mark on his promotion, and I'd also like to thank John, who did move the village along during the pandemic, and they were pretty busy during that time with a lot of remodeling and things like that, and I want to wish you moving on from that, I'd just like to mention that the Citizens Advisory Committee will be meeting January 27th. That's this Thursday at 7 p.m. at the Village Hall, and we will have Tesla and Associates will be there at the meeting to interact with the Citizens Advisory Committee. Okay.
Thank you. Lastly, I want to touch on, each of the departments have been very busy. Public Works has been out, they've been dealing with water main breaks, they've dealt with a couple of snowstorms over the weekend. So there's been a lot of due diligence on their behalf and a lot of time being put in, getting that stuff taken care of. Yes, we have some changes. Again, thank John Komorowski, Mark Dudash stepping into that appointment. So we're very fortunate to have another chief building official on staff that we can move into those roles. So we'll work on making some additional staff adjustments along the way. In regards to water, I can't say enough. I'm very appreciative of what all the staff has done, from Public Works to Administrator Klima to the legal side to finance. Everybody has put forth time and effort. I thank the board for tolerating us when constantly holding the additional committee of the whole workshops. We wanted to make certain this board was well informed. I want to thank all the previous boards that had the forethought and took the initiative to go with lake water and get us our lake water allocation. That is a huge step that we already have that definitely keeps us as a village in a better position as we move forward with this process. So not just this board, but all the boards prior to us getting the ball rolling. But I just want to say thank you for this board working with us and solidifying being partners in a commission. So that's all that I have. I think the administrator has one other item. And back to the mic would be our Public Works Director, Noriel.
I just got word that Manuka had approved the resolution as well, so there's 3.
Yay.
So we already know, thank you. So we know Crest Hill's already approved the resolution. Manuka approved it this evening along with us. And we know the other couple are within the next 7 to 10 days-ish.
Yes.
Thank you. With that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. Motion Kirkland, second Luciano. Roll call.
Bert, Lambert,
Yes.
Luciano,
Yes.
Brockman,
Yes.
Carroll,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
and Kirkland.
Yes.
We are adjourned. Thank you.